Yo, what's up guys? Today again vlogs, I'm drinking water. And I figured I'd make a vlog video since Bakuman subbing is kind of out of order. Plus that, I think we have, after this week, we'll have, I think, about another two or three more episodes left. Yeah, it's like 2 or 3, I think. I think we're on episode 23, but I've only reviewed, I think, up to episode 21. If I'm on 22 right now, then there's another, like... Well, it actually just depends on when the season is. From what I heard, they only have like 7 more chapters to cover in the manga, which... Really? 7 more chapters? God damn. Anyways. This is casual gaming talk. I'm going to try to do this with, like, real life topics and, pretty much have casual talks for, like, anime, video games, movies, whatever the fuck you want to talk about. And if you want this particular new thing coming that you want me to casually talk about, we'll casually talk about it on here, because this channel isn't meant for reels, it's just for play. And speaking of play, we're going to talk about some video games. I'm only going to talk about 3, which are the 3 I'm playing right now, which is the Castlevania, Mirrors of Fate, Fire Emblem Awakening, and Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3. I'm going to talk about Naruto first, because to get it out the way. Not knowing how to combo cancel is biting me in the ass. I guess that was something that was introduced in Generations, and I never really got used to it. So I'm kind of like picking up the curve right now. Currently, I'm actually trying to 100% Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3. Like, I beat the story a while ago. I'm more of doing all the extra shit and trying to get better with my fighting style, which for certain people it works, on certain people it doesn't. You know, if you know how to combo cancel, you know, that's what everybody does. And if you don't know how to do it well, then you're going to get your shit rocked. Also because everybody wants to spam the shit out of Madara and fucking Toby. I guess I should say pre-Obito Obi. No, pre-Obito's fuck it. Toby's Obito. That's the whole fucking point. Or Toby that thinks he's Madara. The one with the, you know, the Rinnegan and the Sharingan. People spam the fuck out of him. Pretty much any Uchiha or any Uchiha, Naruto like a motherfucker, Sasuke like a motherfucker, and niggas with the Rinnegan. Those are like the ones that get spammed out the ass. Everyone else is just kind of like, well, you know, we'll casually use them, but everyone else wants to spam those motherfuckers. And if that wasn't part enough, I'm playing with characters, and I'm playing with the disadvantage of not knowing how to use the combo cancel as well as other players. And some players will rock the shit out of you, man. It is ridiculous. In terms of my mains right now, I'm maining Hinata, Lee. I'm gonna try to get better with Sai. Sai and Yamato are like my 2 ones I want to practice with more. So Sai, Yamato are kind of like my secondary mains, but we got Hinata, Ino. I'm gonna try Fu, which is one of the Jinchuriki that we know nothing about, because Kishimoto was like, you know what? We're gonna have a whole bunch of things that, you know, I know you would love for me to explore. Never gonna fucking explore it. So, Fu, which is one of the Jinchuriki that died, I guess, off screen. Like, I wish she had got at least a filler. I would have been at least happy with that. I mean, fuck, the 3 Tails. Is the 3 Tails the slug? Yeah, the 3 Tails got a fucking filler arc, so that's bullshit. I'm trying to think I'm gonna try on working with the Mizukage. Conan I'm okay with, but I can be better, like a lot better, because I'm not used, like, I was used to the style of fighting I was fighting other people with. Like, other people, like, when I was fighting George had this whole thing where he used to dash attack me from the get-go, and I used to play Conan out like that, because I would just have her use her ultimate, because ultimate jutsu has a really bad range, but he used to always run into my jutsu, and I was fighting a kid, I think the other night ago, and he knows how to fucking fight Conan, because that nigga was like, I'm gonna just substitution and block like the entire time and then wait for you to drop it. And then so now I have to have like this protection guard if that initial idea doesn't work. Fu is just a pain. Fu has like a learning curve to her. I think Conan has probably the worst learning curve though. Like you get good with Conan, you know damn well what you're doing. I've gotten better at combo canceling, and that's really what the name of the game is. If you don't know how to combo cancel, you are getting your shit rocked. That's just how it works. As far as the game itself, though, and not talking about the characters I'm maining, I'm probably missing a few that I'm not mentioning, but those are the main ones I'm talking about. Because I refuse to use any top tier characters. I don't know what it is. Like I like using certain characters, but I refuse to use like high tier. Like I'm not gonna go into an online match with Naruto. I just feel like that's cheap. Maybe that's just me. I think I fought Gavin a few nights ago, which are pretty fun matches. Most of our matches are really close, but it always comes down to these cheap ass wins and shit. But anyways, going as far as the game itself, the game is fine. I am probably more disappointed with this game than Storm 2, to be perfectly honest. The syncing is still fucking out of whack. It's a cutscene-a-thon, which bores the shit out of me, because I swear to God, you forget you're playing a game. So when the game does the loading screen and it cuts to something else, you're like, oh, fuck, I forgot I'm playing a video game. That's kind of goddamn annoying. I don't like that fucking... There's like 3 types of gameplay. There's the Jinchuriki Blink gameplay, where you're fighting them in their monster forms, and pretty much like, it's like the giant boss battles, essentially. Then you have your normal play. Those 2 are fine. Is that third one I don't fucking like, which is the whole, it's like you're essentially still, it's like playing with your normal, it's like playing on the Storm 2 engine with like reduced functionality of things you can do. Like you can't use ultimate jutsus in this playstyle, and it's replaced with this fucking quick slash shit you can do now. And I don't like that style because it's just not. Also, I mean, you can only use your normal jutsu, and you can't use your ultimates. The areas are usually closed and restrictive, and you're supposedly supposed to be trying to fight off multiple enemies in this. And for certain characters, it works. Like Sasuke was fine. When you did it for Dari, I'm just like, no, this is bullshit. Like Kinkaku annoyed the shit out of me. Also, when you do it later on, you have to fight the Jinchuriki in their human forms. That shit was annoying as fuck. That was annoying as fuck. Also, there aren't that many like epic boss battles, and they skip a lot of shit. Like the Conqueror shit, they skipped a lot of that because they didn't want to put Sai's brother in it for some dumbass reason. So there's like no. I wish it was like an epic fight. Like they only did like the cool epic fights. I think Danzo doesn't even get an epic fight. I think it's like the Naruto versus Sasuke. It's Naruto versus Sasuke, Naruto versus Tobi. They don't do it. I don't think they do it. No, they don't do it for the Raikage. I think Madara versus the Kages. Choji, Choji versus Asuma fight, the Team Asuma fight. I guess you could say the Ghetto Statue if you count that as one thing. I'm just gonna count that shit as one thing. And they do it for. Do they do it for the? No, they don't do it for the Kage fights, like where it's Gaara, Tsuchikage, and Naruto fighting the Kages. They don't do it there. Oh yeah, and the Naruto versus the Ninetales fight. I mean, we have cool boss fights, but I feel like there could have been a lot more. And I felt like the animation and the look of the game got better, but that was about it. Oh, let me rephrase that. The look of the fight part of the game got better. Like the hut worlds look almost exactly the same from Storm 2, which at this point there's a huge gap between Storm 2 and Storm 3, even though there's not a huge gap between generations. And it doesn't look any better. It's the same kind of shit for the most part. There's nothing really different. I'm still doing side missions in the background. I got like 10 minutes left because Blue Exorcist is about to come on Neon Alley, and then Nura comes on right after. And because of the daylight savings time, One Piece now is at 10, so I can't watch that until I finish watching Blue Exorcist and Nura. Now, I'll give more detail on my full review of the game on my main channel, but for right now, it's as a game itself, it's okay. It's not, I honestly would make the argument it's not really better than Storm 2 either. But that's just me. It's probably on the same level. Man, that's a lie. I think it's a little bit better than Storm 2. But the cutscene-a-thon, the lack of syncing, that third gameplay style that I don't fucking like, the pointless-ass hut worlds that just give you an excuse to hold the controller left or right for like 5 minutes and press X like a motherfucker. It's just like, yeah, I'm done with this shit. So much loading. That's the other problem. Talking about Castlevania real quick, I am in the a la carte section, which I am now getting used to the puzzle section, which from what I heard, a lot of people couldn't fucking stand. Mind you, I've only done like one puzzle with him so far, so I don't know. I like the gameplay style. It's my first Castlevania game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. There's nothing too hard about it, and I'll probably review this game too, since this is my first Castlevania game. It's not as open-ending as I wish it was, but at the same time, I do like the fact that. And also, I think that the two problems I'm having is that the RPG side is weak as fuck, and it's just not open-ended enough. Like, is you have the map at the second screen, but on top of that, like, there's really nothing. There's nothing too special to go out of your way. Like, I don't even know there's optional bosses. All I know so far is that every time I go out of my way, I usually end up finding something that gives me more XP, or like a healing area, or a fucking one of those things that give you another, you know, another use out of your sub weapon. That's the only thing I get. I never get anything different. It's always the same, like 2 or 3 things. The one thing I will say is, even though the RPG side is weak as fuck, I think it's because it's supposed to give you a better emphasis on the controls, because the controls are really good in Castlevania Mirror of Fate, and it's one of those games where it's like, if you lose, it's not because the game cheated you, but it's one of those things that it's kind of like, it harkens back to old school Castlevania in the sense that you have to learn how to fight the villains, and it's more of like you gaining skill as a player, let alone your avatar gaining skill, and you just one-shotting everything. Because you can't one-shot anything in this fucking game, because your level up only give you more combos. That's all your leveling up does in this game, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, you know, it's forcing the player to get better at the game, which is kind of what you want anyway. That's the whole end saves during boss fights is cool, but at the same time, I wish there was an option where I could just try to one-shot the boss if I wanted to, and if I can't, that's cool. But you know, I like to have that option if I could do. Like, do you want, like, give you the option, like, do you want auto saves during boss fights? If you don't, then fuck it. If you do, then go ahead, you know. Like, instead of it auto saving at a certain point. I mean, I appreciate that for a first run, but I don't like, I hope you can choose whether to turn that off or not. Probably not, because it's fucking auto save. So that's Castlevania, and I'm going to real quick talk about Fire Emblem. I'm in the middle of my second playthrough. I'm only bringing this up because I've been playing it a lot. I played it a lot today. I actually got Donnelly on this run. The first run he died. Well, no. The first run I didn't level him up, so I didn't recruit him. This time I recruited him, and I also missed the thief who has a thing for candy. I think his name is Gale or Gaia or Gaia. I missed him the first time, and I think Frederick killed him because Frederick is overpowered as shit in the beginning of the game. I got him this time, and I got Donnelly this time, so I'm going through the process of doing all that, and I made my avatar female this time, and I'm playing it on classic mode. You know, I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I'm doing the pairings different too. Like the first game I had Kron with Sumiya. This time I'm putting him with Sully. I think my avatar originally was with Sully, so obviously she's a girl now, and I have a Kelman bias or Keelam bias, so I put her with Keelam. I'm putting Long Q with Lisa, even though the first time I put him with Meryl, and I'm putting Meryl with Vike, or the Vake, or I called him Vikey, but apparently when I heard it in the game it's Vike. The first time I put Vike with Tharja. I don't know, it's just, you know, I'm just doing that. As far, there's not really too much to talk about on that. It's fun as hell. I'm enjoying myself. It's always, I don't know, I love Fire. I'm surprised I'm actually playing the second playthrough. I know I said that in my review, but I didn't actually believe. I had like a 50-50 chance of not touching that game ever again. I'm surprised. I touched that game really fucking quick, considering I'm still playing Castlevania. I'm kind of just switching in between those three. Just Naruto, Castlevania, Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem's my crack though, son. So, that's it. That's just casual gaming talk, guys. You know, if there's things you want me to talk about in terms of gaming, like actual talk of like consoles and shit, and maybe news stories and whatnot, that's cool. But it's not anything I'm gonna inherently do. But you know, casual talks. That way, you know, because once I finish the episode reviews, you know, obviously I'm not gonna be doing anything. You know, I'm gonna have to have something to do on this channel besides the vlogs and the unboxings. Casual talk seems like something cool, and you know, obviously requests. You guys can send in requests for any type of video you want. Like if you want an advice video or whatever the fuck. But it is almost 10 o'clock, so I will bid you all farewell. This has been the Vlogs Game for your boy Terrell. I'm about to go watch Nura and Blue Exorcist, and I may do a video on Neon Alley, like thoughts on Neon Alley anime, as another casual video. Tell me if you want that in the comment section. Anyways, I'll catch you guys later, and peace!